Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are in a completely new room. This is my daughter's room and I am starting the makeover in here today. She might be even more excited than my son was. We have so much to do in this room, so let's get to it. All right, here is what we are working with in this room. So the closet over here is going to get a makeover like my son's closet. The doors, they will become French doors. This area will get a makeover. This whole area over here will be completely different. She wants storage, so we're gonna do some shelves over here and over here. The bed in the middle, maybe some wallpaper, and then this wall will be a gallery wall for all of her stuff. I definitely learned my lesson when doing my son's room. I need to do this closet first before I paint or do anything because it's most likely going to make a big mess. So we're gonna clear this room out and then I'm gonna do the closet. Okay, I've got mostly everything cleared out except for the bed. I'll deal with that later, but now I'm gonna get to work on these doors. Okay, I have an entire video dedicated on how I turned these sliding closet doors into French doors. So basically we're just gonna go from this to this. Okay, we're gonna get started on the bookshelves for either side of the bed, and I am hoping, fingers crossed, that this is gonna be a pretty straightforward, simple build with a little bit of a twist. Okay, I got these, well, this is MDF. It came in a sheet 4 feet by 8 feet, and at the store I got them ripped down into 4 pieces. That's gonna be the sides of my bookshelves, and it was easier for me to transport that way. And now I have started cutting the shelves for the actual bookshelf. It is so hot. Okay, so you might be asking why MDF and why not plywood, but it's a few reasons. Number one, MDF is super smooth, and I'm painting this surface and I don't have to sand a lot, so it's already really smooth. Number two, it's less expensive than plywood, which is currently outrageous. Everything's outrageous price-wise. And so that's why I'm gonna go with MDF, and I think it's gonna work out good because the shelves aren't gonna be holding tons and tons of weight and you won't be able to tell at the end. Also, plywood has to either have a face frame or like edge banding, and I didn't want to have to do that. I wanted to keep it simple, so it's another reason why I'm going with MDF. Okay, we've got most of our pieces cut, and this is the plan. So I'm just building a simple bookshelf frame, but I want to try to do an arch at the top. We'll get to that later. I've cut all of my straight pieces, and I knew that I wanted, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves right here. And so I did the math, and I know where the placement of each shelf. Now I can measure, or I'll show you another trick that I do. So basically right now I'm just gonna install this bottom shelf and this top shelf, and then I'll stand it up and show you what I do next. So to assemble these bookshelves, I'm using these clamps just to hold everything in place, but I don't want the screws to show on the side. So I'm going to use a countersink bit so the screw head will sit down inside of the MDF, and then I am using a regular drill bit just to drill a pilot hole, and then I will go in with my actual screw and that'll hold everything together. Sometimes I use the drill bit first and then the countersink. It doesn't really matter, but the countersink is super important because you want the screw to be beneath the surface of the wood so you can fill it with wood filler, and then the drill bit keeps the wood from splitting whenever you put the screw in. And MDF has a tendency to split, so it's really important that you use the drill bit to drill a pilot hole. Okay, so I cut these spacers that I'm gonna set in here. This is how far apart I want the shelves to be. So when I go in with my shelf, I can just set it on top. And I know that my shelves are all the same distance apart. I'm also using the clamp to hold the shelf and the outside of the bookshelf so they will be flush. It'll hold it just like that while I drill the pilot holes on the side. I'm also using this to mark on the outside of the bookshelf where my shelf is, because I can't see it when I'm drilling on the outside and I don't want to miss. I want to drill from the outside right to the middle of that shelf. Okay, my camera died while I was getting this last bookshelf right here assembled, but I went ahead and cut out with some cardboard kind of the shape of this arch here that I want at the top, and I'm going to take that off and transfer it to the leftover MDF material that I have, and then we're going to fit this arch in the middle there. Because this arch piece is not structural to the bookshelf, it's just decorative, I'm just gonna go ahead and clamp it and not go through the whole countersink and screw thing. I'm just gonna use my nail gun, but I am gonna go back in with wood filler later to fill the little holes that the nail gun makes. Okay, I want the bookshelves to be able to sit flush against this back wall and the side wall, so I took the measurements of how wide the bookshelf is and how deep, and I'm going to use this oscillating tool, mark on the baseboards, and then just cut them out, and hopefully the bookshelf will slide right in. Okay, so for this bookshelf, of course it hits right in the middle of this outlet, which I don't want to lose access to. I actually want to get a surge protector with like a flat piece that plugs in right here. So I'm just going to take the oscillating tool and just notch out right here so we can still use that outlet for whatever we want to put on the bookshelves. Okay, so if you're wondering how I attach these to the wall, I have an L bracket here going into a stud right there, and then I have a screw over there going into that stud on the side. And then I also have another one right there, two down here, and another L bracket underneath. Okay, this is how it's looking. This is where we're gonna stop for this week's video. We still have tons left to do on these bookshelves. We still need molding at the top, molding at the bottom, and then tons of paint prep, and then finally we can paint these bookshelves. So make sure that you're subscribed because you don't wanna miss how this project turns out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!